down to the 5.
Yeah, perhaps the interior of this defensive line for Queen City is starting to show signs of fatigue. I mean, they're already down a man, so the substitution packages have already shortened, and now you're asking them to, dig in and bring down a back like T-Roy after playing all these minutes. It's a tall task.
Very tall task. Now looking at the 24-yard line for the Vultures. High formation, Ivory Irvin split in tight to the bottom. Queen City with 8-9 men in the box. Showing that they're going to bring the pressure. They do. T-Roy Gaines gets the carry, and he's going to get 3 yards. Kappa Jones to help make the tackle. Jamie Wafalabi also in. Kappa Jones, the other safety for the Corsairs, strong safety. Also came from New Orleans as well, along with Deezer.
Just outside the SFL red zone, I'll be surprised if this ball leaves the ground here.
Queen City bunching in their cornerbacks. Base 4-3 defense. Baltimore on a heavy set. Looked like they may run. Single back for T-Roy. Wigmore's going to step back and throw the screen pass. Blocker got out there that time, but Afalabi wasn't fooled and stops T-Roy for a short game.
Actually, that was a great play by Jack Wigmore because he wanted to let that ball to T-Roy go earlier. However, he had to wait for his block to get out in front.
And that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning here at Compro Field in Buffalo, New York. Baltimore hanging on to the 15-point lead, 21-6. They got the ball, and it's third down inside the SFL red zone. Even Hacker alongside Eddie Gage here for the conclusion of this matchup on Next Level Sports. Wigmore under center, back to throw, time, down the middle, pass is going to be intercepted. Queen City steps in front of it, takes the opportunity away from Baltimore, and it's Albert Begin.
Baltimore made a decision there. I don't understand it. You've already got a 2-score lead. What is the point of throwing the ball at this point? Just make Queen City burn their timeouts and just giving them life right now.
Here at home, definitely with some life and some momentum. Begin did not get tackled, did not kneel on it, returned it out to the 13-yard line. That's where quarterback A.J. Caswell is going to take over in the shotgun. Quick drop, fires deep to the right side. One-handed catch by Chris Curtis down to the Queen City 36-yard line, and immediately a timeout taken by Queen City.
That's a great catch by Chris Curtis, but I wish A.J. Caswell would have waited about another half second to allow him to get behind the defender. They tell you when you're defending these guys as a corner, if he's even, he's leaving. You cannot allow him to get into your chest like that. He should have been on his back pedal and not allowed the receiver to get up to him.
Big play for the Corsairs. Timeouts now, but minute 50 remaining in this ball game. Gonna need some fireworks on this one. Caswell under center. 5-step drop, deep shot to the right side again. This time Marvin Himes is there to knock it away. Chris Curtis was the target.
Went to the well once too often. Fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me. This time he's ready. And he's breaks a jump on the ball. He does everything but come down with it.
Yeah, really good job undercutting the route. As soon as Curtis opened up, he was just right there in front of it, got up in front of it. Like you said, Eddie, the only thing he didn't do is secure the ball. But it's going to set up a 2nd and 10, Eddie, and Queen City, I think, is going to continue to stay aggressive here.
Yeah, I like to see them perhaps target also James Matthews Jr. to get his defense something to think about.
Matthew Jr. in tight on the right-hand side with his hand in the ground. Jet zero, the running back split to the left, single back. Caswell fires underneath, targeting Matthew Jr., but well defended, pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, I like to see something a bit more downfield than that, though. But it was a nice play design, but Baltimore, it was just better defense.
Yeah, when they get that tight end on that go or that fade route, that's been working for them, or even that post on the XZ deep outs has worked pretty well for them. Matthew Jr. on the left-hand side. Deezer Powell left on split out wide left. Chris Curtis wide right. Targets Curtis, and pass is going to be jumped in front of. and it's Marvin Himes is going to take this. Oh no, that's Troy Loshaw with his second interception, takes it away, and pretty much kills any chance Queen City has of in coming back in this ball game.
His second interception of the day, and I'll tell you, as a strong safety, I'm one of his biggest fans. This guy's been making plays for this team all season. I love the way they built him up, and he's just been a ball hawk for this team.
Huge play from Troy Loshaw. And so Queen City only has 2 timeouts. Kneeling on it wouldn't do it. So, Baltimore's going to have to get a first down. Hand off to T. Roy Gaines, only gets 1. Queen City immediately burns the timeout. Jeff Duffy, Sean Moore there to make the tackle.
And I don't know who the wake is. I don't know if it's the secondary for Baltimore, but whoever they are, Teflon Ron of Baltimore has been praising them for the past several minutes.
And you loved your team cheering being that engaged, being that locked into these games. It just makes them that much more fun. Queen City in a base 4-3 defense. Wigmore quickly fires out to the left side, passes Potts for a short gain. Jay Hayden. Queen City now out of timeouts, 3rd and 6. Baltimore needs the first down to ice this game, Eddie.
Afalabi was trying to take his head off. He jumped right over him, anticipating he would still be on his feet. Big
Queen
third
City's
down.
defense. Yeah, Queen City needs to stop, and unusual to see him so far off the line of scrimmage, Eddie. They've had such success with the bump coverage. See if Wigmore capitalizes. Quick drop. Fires down the middle. Passes caught. First down, Vultures. And that'll just about do it. Kappa Jones makes the tackle. Ivory Irvin come up clutch here in the second half for this Vultures offense.
Yeah, in situations like this, you would like to see them line up in a press defense and force that quarterback to make a tight throw through a small window. And they just chose the wrong time to play a deep zone.
Very, very unfortunate. The bump worked so well for them tonight. And they're in a big moment. They needed to stop and went elsewhere. And it led to Baltimore getting the first down. Now Baltimore in the victory formation. Going to just kneel this one out, run the clock down, and walk out of Buffalo, New York with the victory. Week 9, Eddie, where the playoff picture beginning to kind of take shape. Baltimore's going to move on to 6-3. Queen City going to move to 3-6. And, how do you think that fares for Baltimore moving forward? And what does Queen City have to do to stay in the fight and stay in the hunt?
Baltimore is going to move to 6-3. I believe Mexico City falls to 6-3. They're big rivals, and I was just talking about it last week on Dave Axe's show. If Mexico City could find a way to get home field advantage over Baltimore, who's been their nemesis, then perhaps they could find a way to move on to the playoffs. But now this whole scenario with today's action is going to change some things up, and we'll just to see how it all plays out at the end of this weekend.
And that will do it here in Buffalo, New York, Compro Field. Baltimore is going to get the win, 21-6. And it's been a very, very interesting ball game, Eddie. I mean, Queen City looked like early on that they had a chance to stay in this ball game, but over time, just Baltimore's defense kind of kept them in it, and then they just couldn't stop Ivory Irvin from getting yards through the air.
Yeah, to me, this game was lost inside the 20s for Queen City. They was able to move the ball up and down the field outside the 20s, but once they got in there, they just made ill-advised decisions or was unable to get the running game going. Once Baltimore came out in the goal line defense, and it resulted in interceptions and incomplete passes, they had to settle for field goals, and that's where, to me, this game was lost. They also had that situation in which the ball was punted, and they elected to allow that ball to bounce and get kneeled down at the 3-yard line, and their quarterback come out in a 7-step drop one play later and get sacked for a safety, giving the ball right back to Baltimore. So to me, every game in the SFL always comes down to a few plays, and those few plays end up being critical. Queen City's defense came out here to play today. Albert Begin was one of the stars of this contest, along with Tina Begin, and Albert was one of the stars of this ball game. But unfortunately, the offense just did not provide enough of a spark to get them to win today.
Couldn't get it. Baltimore defense, and well under the over-under on this game. Queen City could not cover the spread as well. So good action there in this ball game. Let's see, on the defensive side, Troy Loshaw had 2 interceptions. Austin Brigham had 3. And take a look on the other side for Queen City defense. Albert Begin had his 2 interceptions. Jared Crow had 2. Digger Graves, 2 sacks. Jeff Duffy had half a sack. Great effort by him. James Matthew Jr., 60 yards receiving. Chris Curtis, 56. Haswell with the 5 interceptions really didn't do it. And take a look at our player of the game. It's going to go to Jack Wigmore for 38 of 53, 296-yard performance to go along with the 2 touchdowns and 74.1 QBR. And that's going to do it for us here on Next Level Sports. You've watched Simulation Football League Week 9 action. I'm Stephen Hacker, along with the Hall of Famer Eddie Gade. Big thanks to Tyler Falk and Jacob for providing stats. For Commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more SFL action later on coming up next.
Thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely, everybody.